Physics in Necrotic World, Season 6, Space, Episode 128, Beginning with a Bang? Welcome, strangers. It's not an explosion. I understand that bang is in the name, but bear with me. It's not an explosion from nothingness, but a birth from a small, dense presence, which then cooled to give cosmic microwave background radiation, which is omnipresent in the universe. So that means it's everywhere. As minus 270 degrees Celsius, which is considered the leftover relic radiation remnants from the Big Bang. This theory believes the universe to have sprung from a singularity of sorts, but not so much a void, but from a clump of matter of sorts, which is kind of like Athena jumping out of Zeus's forehead. Gamma radiation had been cooled down into microwaves. This is the same in every direction, which is kind of a scary thought that perhaps my antimatter doppelganger is staring at me somewhere in the multiverse, plotting to eradicate us. My physics teacher the other day had said that physics is the only subject in which we have annihilation, which is impressive, but also imagine that. It would be interesting if someone split the electron so it's no longer a fundamental particle like quarks are considered to be. We once put protons and neutrons and electrons as unsplittable, but we proved that wrong, didn't we? But the first two, so protons and neutrons, were splittable into quarks. Quarks as in Q-U-A-R-K-S. Anyways, before the universe was smaller, now it has expanded and always will continue to expand theoretically. Hence the redshift and galaxies moving away from us. It's not that the galaxies don't like us or something. Not everything is about humans, right? Come on, mate. The matter that made up the start of the universe could be anywhere. It very well could be God, not necessarily in a religious sense, but in a this is what has been filling the universe sense. Parts of the original matter could be in you or me, or anywhere really. Who knows? It would be about 13.8 million years old, apparently. No clue how they got that number. You guys would have to research yourselves. So have fun with that then. The compacted minuscule space is called the singularity. Mathematically speaking, this is absolutely tedious to mull over. So guys, please ruminate yourselves and let me know how it goes. It's the same story every time, so now I've grown bored of unraveling that I really can't say her name. Ariadne, her yarn in their classic Minotaur escape maze plan. That singularity once was immensely hot, very much so. The expansion had a cooling effect, which means that after a second, the quarks and electrons existed. So, the protons and neutrons followed. See, it's slightly annoying knowing quarks better now, as it means I can't just go the classic trio of protons, neutrons, and electrons, but I have to consider quarks and their 6 flavors, which God knows who has been naming them. Strange, charm, up, down, top and bottom. It's so goofy, I love it. Absolutely love it. Anyways, it's because that's related to the nuclear physics topic that I'm learning now at school, that I can never see the mini particles the same ever again, which is super interesting. Apparently, 380,000 years later from the Big Bang, the trusty hydrogen and helium atoms began to form. What makes atoms interesting? Well, they are stable. If they had one less or one more electron, the atom would be positively charged or negatively charged, so they would be ions, not atoms. Ions as in IONS. These ions react to make things, which I don't really care for, as this is physics, not chemistry, but it's good to know. Stars and galaxies were made after 400 million years, and damn, that's a long time compared to my lifespan. I'd hope I reach 30, without dying, because that's not worthwhile, is it? Sometimes life does seem like a game, but I promise, though, that there's no use of me saying it's worth it. But for now, I'd like to believe that I can help with physics and think with philosophy, so it feels less like a pain of some kind of game. And well, this is a very specific collection of matter that makes up me and you and well, everyone, so it'd be a loss really. Our lives matter even if they don't. I get that, but beginning with a bang, that's music to my ears. I can live the subjects as a musician, even if I might not always be living as directly. So physics is like feeding my soul, that I can still exist in a necrotic world, and hopefully will never change my mind. So I need to finish this GCSE collection as planned, and I have plans for future collections, so I can learn my way and live my subject, and never a false pretense will thrive even in my notes. Matter has been formed into presence at the beginning of time, and density is decreasing. Make sense? Okay. See you next time at Physics in the Necrotic World. This is your host, Rimona, R out.